Patient log. Date, February 12th. Jacinda Rowe, Session 2. This follow-up comes 4 months after our initial intake and approximately 2 months after her divorce was finalized. Unlike our first meeting, this appointment was initiated by the patient directly. She cited an unexpected emotional variance requiring analysis. The following is the raw audio playback. Appending my notes at the conclusion. Jacinda, it's good to see you again. You said on the phone that you wanted to discuss some things that have come up since the divorce.
Let's be clear. I'm not here because I'm sad or regretful. The divorce was efficient. I gave my lawyer a single directive: speed. I wanted it over. I didn't care about the terms. I wanted him gone, the shackles off, and it worked. The focus, the clarity I gained from severing that part of my life helped me land the Acheron acquisition. It was a masterclass in hostile negotiation. I was magnificent. I bought a new place, a penthouse, all glass and steel, overlooking the entire city. No spare room for a nursery, no space for a Labrador, a space for me. I got everything I wanted. But something's wrong. It's a glitch in the system, a rounding error I can't find. It started at the settlement meeting. My lawyer drew up the papers, generous, more than generous. I was prepared to carve off a significant piece of my portfolio just to make it go away. We sit down, Owen and his sad little public interest lawyer, and my guy starts laying out the terms, and Owen just holds up his hand. He says, I don't want any of it. Nothing. Not the condo, my condo, but still, no stake in my investments, no alimony. He didn't want a single dollar. My lawyer is looking at his lawyer is looking at him, and I'm just staring at him. And he says, I just want you to sign the papers. He wanted nothing but to be rid of me. It didn't compute. 12 years of his life, of providing his service, and the value he assigned to it was zero, an absolute zero. It was the most profound insult I have ever received. It drove me insane. I started yelling at my lawyer, at his lawyer, that he had to take something. I ended up forcing him to take a check for his half of the equity in the old apartment, an apartment I paid for. I made my lawyer write it into the decree that he had to cash it. It was illogical, but I couldn't stand the alternative. The price of his freedom from me was nothing. He moved out. He got an apartment in the exact kind of neighborhood I expected: trees, strollers, farmers markets. And then silence. Total. No angry calls, no late-night texts. He doesn't exist. When we had to sign the final papers, he wouldn't look at me. It wasn't that he was ashamed or scared. It was different. I felt like he was actively shielding his eyes from me, as if I were some kind of eclipse. Like looking at me would burn something out of him. And the support, my God, the support he's gotten. It's nauseating. Our old friends, the mutuals, not my friends. My real friends couldn't wait for the puppy to stop following me around. They post pictures with him. So good to see you smiling again, buddy. Neighbors bring him casseroles. Extended family checks in on him. My own mother, my own dying, half-dead mother, calls him every other week to see how he's doing. She called me twice through the entire process. Once when she heard about the divorce, from him, no doubt, and once when it was done. The narrative is set. He's the survivor. As if being married to me was some biblical trial he had to endure.
And what do you feel, Jacinda, underneath all of this analysis?
It's not a feeling. It's a cognitive dissonance. It's an equation that doesn't balance. I am logical. I'm smart enough to understand the dynamics. But what I am struggling with, what I cannot for the life of me understand, is why do I care? Why am I sitting in my multi-million-dollar apartment, in my custom-built office, with a view that could make God feel small, scrolling through his fucking social media on my phone at 2 a.m? I'm looking for, what? Proof that he's miserable? He's not. He's fine. He's going on hikes. He's smiling in photos. And every post, every like, every supportive comment feels like a personal audit of my worth. And it's coming up negative. You want to know what led me here? What finally broke the firewall? I was at lunch last week, closing the final details on a $300 million deal with a tech CEO. High level, high stakes. And in the middle of it, he checks his watch and says he has to wrap it up. I push back, tell him we're at a critical point. He smiles, this apologetic little smile, and says, my son has a t-ball game I can't miss. Fucking t-ball. His kid is 3 years old. The child will have no functional memory of whether his father was there or not. And this man, this titan of industry, with a net worth north of 15 million, is cutting a meeting short, a meeting with me, for a toddler swinging a foam bat at a ball on a stick. Something in my head just snapped. I felt the room tilt. My heart started hammering against my ribs. I thought I was having a stroke. I ended the meeting, got to my car, and I couldn't breathe. I almost had a panic attack in a fucking parking garage over T-ball.
You've laid out the problem with remarkable clarity. But why are you actually here, Jacinda? What do you want from me?
To vent, partially. To have someone listen to the raw data without trying to feed me platitudes about healing. But that's not the real reason. I'm here because the feeling in the car, that wasn't a glitch. It was a crack in the armor, and I can feel it spreading. I don't know what this feeling is, this corrosive caring about things that don't matter, but it's affecting my performance. It's affecting my control. My armor is cracking, doctor, and I need you to fix it. Now.
Session conclusion was a breakthrough. The patient's demand to have her armor fixed is the most honest plea for help she is capable of making. It is a request for a symptom to be removed, but for the first time, she identifies the symptom as internal, a part of her, rather than an external problem to be defeated. I did not immediately address the armor. Instead, I focused on the panic attack. I explained it as a physiological response to a severe cognitive dissonance, her rigid, merit-based worldview crashing against a competing and apparently powerful value system represented by T-ball. I gave her a simple grounding exercise, a mindfulness technique for when she feels the spiraling begin, focusing on the physical sensations of the chair beneath her, the air in her lungs, the sounds in the room. A way to reclaim immediate, tangible control when her abstract control is threatened. For her homework, I was direct. I told her I cannot simply fix the armor because we don't know what it's protecting her from. Her assignment is reflection. I asked her to spend time, not analyzing Owen or the T-ball incident, but exploring the origin of the core belief itself, the need to be vastly superior. I asked her, when was the first time you learned that your value was conditional on your performance? Who taught you that love is a transaction? Her reaction was silence, not hostile, but stunned. It's the first time I suspect anyone has asked her to diagnose the system itself, rather than just patch its vulnerabilities. This is the beginning of the actual work. The shift from symptom management to root cause analysis has begun. She is in immense pain, but she has, on her own accord, walked through the door. Invoice log.